So many years ago today. Ah, my foster son is up and dressed, I see. Today is the High Harvest Fair, and the West Harbor Village Council requires me to man the archery competition. The human need to celebrate Remembrance Days baffles me, but at least something productive may come of it. The merchant Galen is here. He'll want my furs, as he usually does. Coins can be useful in getting by. This past season has been a hard one, for both tilled fields and wildlands. While I attend to the archery contest, I will need you to deal with the merchant. Fetch my furs from the chest, over by the painting.
Yeah, money can be helpful in getting by. No shit. Yeah. Let's just click through the tutorial pop-ups. I won't disable them completely, just in case there's something in the interface or whatever that I don't remember all that well, although I doubt it. Anyway, here we are at home. It's a cozy little house. And here's our foster father, Dagon Farlong, also known in the village as Mr. Taking Far Too Long. Yeah, actually, let's remove the heal skill from the quick slots, cause Lord won't be using that. Yeah, let's go check out Dagon's chest first, in which he often hides, apparently, in addition to storing animal furs there. Okay, to each his own, I guess. Yeah, misunderstanding on purpose can be fun if you enjoy poor jokes, which will be aplenty during this LP probably. And here we have Dagon's hair, Dagon's chest hair, in a soft bundle. I'm not sure why we're carrying that around. Wouldn't really want to. But yeah, here you can see the character's inventory. Have 4 pages of slots for our loot. And here we have the different equipment slots, where we already have a free leather armor. It's a basic armor. Here you can see the different stats. The base armor class is added to the character's armor class. The maximum dexterity bonus is, well, the upper limit of the character's dexterity modifier that gets added to the armor class. The armor check penalty is applied to characters' attack rolls and certain physical skills like tumble and such. And there's the arcane spell failure chance, which in our case doesn't apply because this is a light armor and we have the armored caster feat. Here are a few stats of the character, his current and total hit points. In the official campaign, when a character's hit points are reduced to 0, the character falls unconscious. If your whole party falls unconscious, it's game over and you have to reload. However, if even one character is standing when combat ends, all the unconscious characters will wake up with 1 hit point. And there's the armor class. There's our massive fortune. 10 gold pieces. Wow. And here we have the character's current and maximum encumbrance. When a character reaches a certain threshold with his current encumbrance, he becomes unable to run. And when he reaches the maximum encumbrance, I think the character slows down significantly, but I can't remember for sure. It's possible that when reaching the maximum encumbrance, a character isn't able to move at all in this game. but we'll probably see how it goes pretty soon, because I tend to hoard stuff. So yeah. Let's check our character sheet quickly. Here you find all stats and other details of the currently chosen character. There we have our ability scores as they are right now, including any bonuses from equipment and such, if there would be any. We don't have anything right now, so here we have the character's base attack bonus, which right now for Lord is 0. That's because the base attack bonus is always rounded down. And the base attack bonus for Warlock at level 1 is 0.75, I think. Thereabouts anyway. And some other stats. The spell resistance shown here is actually the character's innate spell resistance, such as racial spell resistance, for example. So this will be 0 for Lord here throughout the entire campaign, because this doesn't show any spell resistance gained from equipped items or anything like that. And then we have the character's saving throws. Saving throws are basically well, certain spells, abilities, different kinds of attacks basically, and traps can allow the target to make a saving throw for reduced damage and or effects, or even avoid them completely. It's dependent on the attack. And at the top we have our current experience points and the amount of XP needed for the next level. But yeah, and here we have the skill list with the current effective ranks after all the bonuses and such are applied to them. And then the list of feats. We have 2 new feats here, granted by the campaign, so to speak. We might actually have a use for this one, maybe. Certain merchants will recognize this blessing and offer special items. We'll see. And then we have the feats that are kind of like many of the so-called achievements in modern games that basically tell you how far you are into the game. In other words, utterly useless. But yeah, and here you can adjust the character's AI. However, we won't be utilizing any party AI. I'll be micromanaging the whole party throughout the game. That's just the way I prefer to play these. But yeah, let's move on and show Dagon his hair.
Good. I see you have the furs. Galen has probably set up his tent on the village green. He'll be enjoying the fair with the rest of the townsfolk. Last season I asked him to bring a duskwood bow to trade. Sell him the furs and use the coins it gives you to purchase the bow. Your friends await you at the bridge. I suppose you're anxious to see the fair. But don't forget to trade with Galen.
Oh, the wonders of tutorial logic. Why would anyone do that when you could just trade the furs for the bloody bow? Wow. Yeah, anyway, nothing more for us here right now, so let's step outside into the huge village of West Harbor. Which is, as you can see, a pretty village, and also green. Yeah, I don't think it's worth exploring this place during the tutorial. I don't think there's anything to find here, so yeah, let's go meet our friends here. Well,
There you are. Come on, the fair's already started.
It's the biggest fair in years. There's folk in from all the outlying farms, and even a few from outside the mare. That means a big audience.
A big audience, all cheering for us. This year's our last chance to compete for the Harvest Cup. Our last chance to win.
yeah, as I was saying, let's go actually meet our one friend Amy, and then the annoying idiot who always tags along, called Bevel. That's the only thing pretty much that I can remember from this campaign, that Bevel is a bloody annoying whiny bitch, basically. I can't stand the guy. Yeah, anyway.
The Mossfelds won both their matches in the Harvest Brawl. They'll be tough to beat, but Amy's bound to win the tourney of talent for us.
I convinced Tarmus to teach me a few new spells. And I dug up a couple more from his spellbooks when he wasn't looking. Anyway, I heard Will Mossfeld is doing the same act this year, so that should help my chances.
Oh, gods. Not the pixie impressions again.
Oh god, don't you open your mouth again. Yeah,
We sign up with Georg in the village square. Come on!
let's move on. But let's actually check these guys out first. And as you can see, Bevel is your basic all brawn, no brain fighter, who has a pretty magnificent will save, -1, and he also has an armor check penalty of -5, and that's from the chainmail he's wearing. And as you could see from that, I will be editing the parts where I read descriptions, stuff like that, and don't comment at the same time. That's because otherwise this LP would extend quite a bit, I'd imagine, and also because I don't want you to spend 5 minutes basically watching me read stuff, so I'll be editing those so that any text visible on screen at any one time will be there for about 2 seconds or so. But yeah, anyway, you won't be missing anything. Basically, I'll just shorten the bits where I read and such without commenting on anything. Let's see, yeah, Bevel won't be using the heal skill either, but he will probably be using taunt. And here's an example of an ability that allows for a will save. The enemy must make a will save, or to avoid the effects completely, or suffer -2 to armor class and concentration for 5 rounds. Yeah, in battle, actually, even if the game itself is real time with pause, the battle system itself is basically turn-based or round-based, and every round lasts for 6 seconds. So on a basic level, a normal character can attack or perform an action once per every 6 seconds in combat. But yeah, I won't go through all the feats these guys have. He has an attack bonus for long swords, and he can wear basically any armor, and also use tower shields. Okay then, let's turn off the AI again. And here we have Amy, who is a wizard. who has the disable device skill in a quick slot for some reason. I kinda doubt that she'd have any ranks in it. And here you can see her School of Magic. That's something wizards use in a way. I haven't really played any wizards or clerics or druids in quite a while, so I actually don't remember all that much about domains or the schools of magic. But they'll get more familiar as we get on with the game, which we should do, really. Yeah, let's just see. Yeah, at least she has positive ranks in the heal skills, so she'll be our designated healing kit user, at least for a while, probably. And she's a bit more effective with transmutation spells. That's one thing. I can never remember any of those schools of magic for any spells. I always forget them, even in the spells I use the most. I just, for some reason, I just can't get them to stay in my head, so to speak. And she can make spell scrolls, basically. And she also has a familiar, which is kind of basically an animal-like summonable companion. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see if... Yeah, she doesn't have any equipment at all initially. But she does have spells. And here we have her memorized spells. Wizards need to memorize any spells they want to cast beforehand. Yeah, I don't think we'll be changing those just yet. I have a feeling that during this tutorial we're going to need to cast some of these particular spells. So yeah, let's just leave them at that. I think I'll summon the familiar though. And it's a bat named Volo. Yeah. That's quite descriptive.
Follow me.
Okay then, let's move on and find Geo. Here we have some chicken. A fat chicken. Good for dinner. And there's the Georg fellow, who's also the leader of the village militia. I bet that it's huge. Probably equals the army of Neverwinter at least. Probably 2 old men and 1 kid. And the village idiot here, of course. Yeah, let's go chat with Georg.
And the blight. You're sure it's spreading, Orlin?
It's no blight, Georg. It's something else. There's no mold, no rot. It's like the crops don't want to grow. It's like they haven't the guts to up and face the sun.
What do the druids say?
Well, it's just a rub, Georg. There's no druids to be found, not head nor heel. It used to be they'd warned me of troubles, long before I noticed the signs myself. But this time, we're out in silence. You think we ought to say something? Everyone's gathered for the fair, even from the outlying farms.
No. They ought to be free from cares, at least for a day. We'll go round tomorrow. Talk to the households one by one.
Right you are, Georg. Tomorrow, then.
Oh, Bevel, please stop.
Aha! I've been wondering when I'd see the 3 of you. Last year to compete, isn't that right?
You all keep saying that, but no one has explained to me why is it our last year. Annoying people here.
Rules are the same as ever. Win 3 of the 4 events, and you win the Harvest Cup. Win all 4, and the village council grants you a special prize. And nobody's done that since old Cormac.
Okay.
Well, there's the Harvest Brawl. Old favorite, that one. And the Tourney of Talent. But you've got Amy on your team, so you're certain to win.
Thanks, Georg.
Just the truth, young lady. Your foster father's running the archery competition, as always, and I managed to convince Thomas to supervise the Knaves Challenge. I guess the Knaves Challenge will be your toughest event, though the Mossfeld boys might say otherwise.
And why do I care? Indeed.
Well, Will and his brothers have won the Harvest Brawl 3 years running. It'll be tough to dislodge them. But remember, you only have to win 3 events to claim the cup. Keep an eye on Bevel, and don't let the Mossfelds get him riled. That's how they always beat him on the practice field.
What a surprise.
Eesh, Georg, I'm right here, you know.
If you have any troubles, you know where to find me. Oh, and good luck in the brawl!
Why are you yelling to me? Weird people. Yeah, let's see if these guys have anything useful to tell. Yes, please, tell me about your future plans, Amy. Nudge nudge, wink wink. Doesn't sound too bad. Okay, that does sound bad. The ending kinda killed it. There's our master wizard. A broom keeps giving her trouble. Yeah, let's continue. And actually, no, I don't care about the village idiot.
Need some help?
No, not really, but you seem to need some help. Mentally.
Harvest Fair's got a double meeting for most folks in this village. It's the anniversary of the attack on our village. When all those demons came, everybody lost friends and family. And your foster father takes things harder than most. Best not to trouble him about it.
Okay, and you guys celebrate the anniversary of demons attacking your village and killing everyone. I don't think everything's quite right in your head. Yeah.
Old
Let's
Cormac
hear about
fought in the
Cormac.
Harvest Brawl against Bevel's older brother. Stuff of legend, that was.
Well, spit it out then.
Aye then, a tale you'll have. It was the year of the foul harvest, when the crops grew stunted and weak. Not so different from this year, in fact. And folks were anxious for a fair, to take their minds off their troubles. Now, it so happened that there were 2 village lads of the same age, and both of them were big. Now, not just big in a physical sense, mind you, but big in talent, and big in courage, and big in potential. Now, one of them alone would have been too big for this village, but they were 2, and the time was ripe for a contest between them.
Yeah, you'd know how big they were, wouldn't you, Georg?
Yes, indeed. The brother of our very own Bevel, and the eldest of the Starling lads. Lorne Starling was his name, and he was a sight. Over 7 foot tall and built like a High Lord's keep. Our Bevel's a sturdy lad to be sure, but it'd take two of him to match Lorne for size. Now, old Lorne was champion of the Harvest Brawl. 3 years he'd held the title, and most boys had only to look at him for they'd faint dead away. But our Cormac had a notion to win the Brawl that year, and humble his rival for good. So, up he steps, and the crowd goes hushed. Then, Lorne starts insulting him. It began as a good-natured ribbing, but Cormac just stood there, and he didn't say a word. And that got Lorne angry. He said not a word. Finally, Lorne came at him in a fury, still casting insults, but Cormac wouldn't rise to the bait. He took a few hits, but mostly he tried to stay out of Lorne's way. And Lorne got madder and madder and madder still. It went on for hours like that, through one day and into the next.
Yeah,
Folks
right.
watched the match in shifts, one fellow sleeping and another awake. Then they'd swap places and fill each other in. And still Lorne got madder and wilder. Then, all of a sudden, Cormac stopped in his tracks and gave old Lorne a punch right in the nose. Oh, Lorne was so angry by then he couldn't block it. Cormac gave him another punch, and another, and another, until old Lorne toppled over like a felled oak. And just like that, Cormac won the Harvest Brawl.
Don't you like to exaggerate?
Well, most of it. That's to say, more's true than isn't. I've livened up bits, here and there.
More like here and there and everywhere.
Next day, Cormac was gone. Folks reckoned that he'd done all there was to do in West Harbor, and it was time to move on. As for Lorne, well, Lorne Starling never was the same after that fight. He and Cormac had been friends, you might say. But only one of them was going to leave that ring with his pride intact. Lorne skipped town too. Went and joined the Neverwinter army, I hear.
Okay then.
Quite right. And the day's getting on.
Yeah. So it is, so it is. What the bloody hell is this? Robin Hood wannabe? Yeah, he is probably a traveler from Sherwood, I'd imagine. Probably has some a bit too interesting things to say. Nope. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk with you anymore. I just had enough. Don't know, don't care. Well, good day, milady. Aren't you a boring bunch? Don't feel like talking to them anymore. And that chest is probably part of some event, because we can't bash it. Yeah. This must be the village drunk. Yeah, quite clearly. And who are you? Huh. Yes, please. Give us some alcohol. No, we're not living without our mead. Okay. It seems that our Amy has been a naughty girl. Of course I'm right. Hey, where's our mead? I could kill you. Seriously, I could kill you. Nah, keep your stinking mead.